Manchester United 3, Bodø Glimt 2. Ruben Amorim gets his first win as Manchester United head coach here at Old Trafford. And I tell you what, we did have to suffer. He's told us it's not going to be easy. He's told us we have to be patient. He's told us we will see an idea. The idea I saw, but there was more sufferation, as we say back our yard. Because we got off to a great start after 50 seconds or something silly like that. And you're thinking, here we go again. We're off to a great start. Can we build on it? And actually, we had large spells of possession. We had some good areas of play. We got some shots on target for the first 10, 15 minutes. Everything was fine. And then Bodø Glimt, to be fair, their journalists have been telling us what a good team they are. If you read up about them, how they've been playing in Europe, you know they're a good outfit. And they started knocking the ball about. They're very physical. And they get their goal through just a bit of negligence from our point of view. I mean, and I have to say, Malacia, I felt so bad for him today. It was great that he can make a comeback after such a long time, which was fantastic for him and his family on such a long journey. But today's game seemed like it was probably too soon for him. And maybe he shouldn't have started this game. And I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but he struggled. He really, really struggled. The first goal, the ball comes to him, and he kind of hesitates, and he ends up heading it back to De Ligt at an awkward angle. De Ligt shoots the ball up into the air. Bruno's not really there to be able to win the duel, and we just don't really recover from that, and they stick it in a few passes later. It's in the top corner of the net, which is actually a really good goal, to be fair to them. It was a fantastic strike by the Bodø Glimt player. And then they started getting on the ball more. We started losing our shape, losing our intensity. We wasn't pressing. And one straight ball, again, down Malacia's side. Zinkernagel, he just beats him for pace, and Malacia starts in front of him as well. But that's because he's been out for so long. He's so rusty. Is an understatement. You can't expect him to come in, having been out for so long and be completely match sharp. The only way he's going to get match sharp and match fit is to play games. But I really felt for him because he got outdone in the foot race, and then Zinkernagel travels into the box and puts it through Onana's legs. Maybe Onana's footwork could have been a little bit better to not allow that big gap between his legs. But it's nothing really he could have done because he needed somewhere to either go left or right and make himself big, and it was just a good finish. But when you look at the replays back, it's one straight ball from the midfielder, I think it is, and he plays it into Zinkernagel's path. And like I said, that player starts behind Malacia, and he just didn't have the legs. And a lot of times he got a lot of the ball high up the pitch in the first half, and he just struggled with the creation. But again, not only is he playing for a new head coach and a new system, a new style of play, not only is that happening, but also he's been out for ages. So he's battling both elements, new system, new head coach, and it just feels foreign him playing football after so long. And all he's had is that under-23s games, under-21s games, I think it was, against Huddersfield Town. So he really, really struggled. He came off at half-time, which was the right thing to do. But even at 2-1, Bodø Glimt started coming on strong. They started moving the ball really well, and they could have got a third. We were on the back foot. We were at 6s and 7s. There was gaps everywhere, and Ruben Amorim was almost tearing his hair out down there on the touchline. He was furious with the team, just thinking, when are they going to get on the front foot? They're not doing what I'm asking them to do, but it's part of the process. He said we're going to have to suffer, and the players were following instructions. Rasmus Højlund now was absolutely superb with that finish at the end of the first half to make it 2-2. Brilliant from Mazraoui, who was my man of the match, by the way. He was absolutely brilliant. I'll talk about Mazraoui in a minute. But his finish, one to set on his left foot, and then onto his right foot to finish. Absolutely brilliant from him, and that'll do his confidence the world of good, because we're wondering where the goal's going to come from. He hasn't been in goal-scoring form this season, been out trying to get back in the team. Brilliant from him to get that finish. But Mazraoui, oh my God, the Ghost of Rafe, the Phantom 2.568.0. He's just unreal. What a footballer. Like, I saw Liez, shout out Liez, he tweeted, I think, at half-time, if we had, 10 more Mazraouis, we'd be a fantastic team, because he just understands his position, he knows where to be, he's a competent footballer, he can take the ball on the back foot, he can take the ball in his weaker foot, and for that the second goal that we score, when he sets up Rasmus Højlund, it's him, he nips in, takes the ball round one player, takes it round another, one little look up and clips it into Højlund, into the perfect area for him. Don't get me wrong, Rasmus got a lot to do, but that just summed up Mazraoui for the whole game. Defensively sound, brilliant on the ball, getting assists. Is there anything he can't do? Played at a 10, played right wing back, played right centre back, could play left wing back. What do you want from him? What more do you want from the guy? Absolutely fantastic from him, and he carried that on into the second half. He was our best player by a country mile. Mason Mount as well was starting to get into the game, less so in the first half. He was trying little bits and pieces, but again, Bodø Glimt were coming strong. Half-time was a really good reaction, really good reaction. They came out, same shape, but they dominated the ball. We kept the ball really well, and Mason Mount was involved in the build-up, slips it through to Ugarte, and Ugarte cuts it back to Rasmus Højlund, and it's 3-2. But I was really impressed with Mason Mount in that second half. And actually, in the second half, when he came off, that's when the game started to turn a bit. I know we did change shape later on when Dalot went back to left back, and we had to end up with basically no centre halves on the pitch. But needs must. I don't think De Ligt could last. You know, Martinez was coming back from an injury. There was no Johnny Evans. We saw him sitting next to us over there. And we also knew that Harry Maguire wasn't in the team as well, and there's no Lindelof. So he has to manage the centre halves wisely. No Euro yet. So I get why he did it. He showed the flexibility. We went back to a 4-2-3-1. We didn't think we'd see it that quickly, but we did. And I'm not going to lie, when we did go back to that, we did struggle a little bit. There was gaps starting to open up. Bodø Glimt started to sense that, and they had a few little nervy moments. And Nana was lucky, maybe could have got sent off if it wasn't as clean as it was. I think that Dalot plays a lazy pass back to him, almost lets them in. They had a free kick near the end that he should save, and he did. But we just couldn't finish them off. And the reason why we couldn't finish them off, I have to talk about this. Garnacho going the other way, so wasteful. So wasteful from Ghana today. Obviously, he gets a tap-in of a goal in the first couple of seconds, which was fantastic. But he couldn't go on from there. And it was another big couple of misses from him. We had the chance to kill the game. Rashford had another opportunity to kill the game. And they just didn't take it. And that invited Bodø Glimt on the more the game went on. So, listen, I'm pleased with that in the end because it's a win. That's what we had to do, is win the game. But overall, there's still so much to work on. You know, in the Premier League, if you play like that against most teams, you're not going to win football matches. And like we said, Bodø Glimt are no mugs. They came here, they played physical, they played strong. They did really well. And we knew that they were going to be strong, and they kept us honest. And it is the type of test that we need. There's so much things we need to brush up on, because right now it's only a few individuals that are keeping us in the game. But Rasmus Højlund, shout out to you. That's a brace. But Mazraoui, scrumptious, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Roll on, Everton. Peace.